Do you have a constant fear that you're going to be asked for a discount? Or do you find yourself kind of wriggling and squirming whenever a customer does ask for that because you're not sure how to deal with it? Does it worry you in those situations that if you don't agree to a discount, then you'll lose the business? But at the same time, you know that your price is good and that if you do agree, you're underselling yourself. It really can be quite the quandary, can't it? So I wanted to talk to you this week about how to deal with a request for a discount. Now, the first thing I should say before I get into the nitty-gritty is that I am absolutely not a fan of discounting. I don't think it's great for the integrity of you and your business. It's certainly not good for profit margins and for actually making a decent amount of money. And more often than not, what happens is you end up giving away far more than the value that the customer perceives from the discount. So it's rarely a very good thing to do at all. So here are some things to think about if a customer or potential customer asks you for a discount. Now, the first thing to bear in mind is not to be immediately offended by this. There's a lot of posts online where if somebody posts something and says, I keep getting asked for discounts, what should I do? That there'll be lots of responses about, how dare they, they're insulting you, you need to know your value, they clearly don't appreciate you. But actually the simple fact is that asking for a discount is just good business practice. That's actually just smart, savvy buying. So if somebody asks you for a discount, don't take it personally and don't be offended by it. Just treat it as a normal business conversation. But then what to also think about is not to feel as though you need to have some kind of fancy schmancy, salesy, scripted response. You don't need to have, fabulous slick wording and an amazing way to negotiate and get your point across and to dazzle them with the fabulousness of your abilities to overcome your objections. Honestly, all of that just comes across as awkward, possibly sleazy, but actually it doesn't tend to work very well. It's all quite transparent, so you don't need the fancy schmancy stuff at all. It's just a conversation. But what will really help you out in this conversation is going into it with absolute clarity on your pricing. If you've got certainty over your pricing, then you will feel a lot more confident in this kind of conversation. That allows you to be able to stick to your guns and to confidently state what your pricing is, rather than wavering or, feeling the indecision about it. So fix your prices in advance. If you've got clear pricing, if you've got clear packages, that will really, really help you in a discussion about whether a discount is the right thing to do. The next thing to think about is to state your position with confidence and with real clarity, but not with apology. So for you to be able to say to somebody, no, I don't offer a discount, or no, I can't offer that discount. The reasons that I don't offer a discount are X, Y, Z. But don't apologise for that. You're not doing anybody a disservice by not agreeing to them. You should actually stand and have confidence in your pricing. So for instance, I might say to somebody, well, I don't discount because all of my clients pay the same price. My prices are public, and what I don't do is give a new customer a better price than a customer who's already been working with me for ages, because that wouldn't be the right thing to do. So I can confidently say that. The other thing I would tell you is that the more open and the more confident you are about your pricing, the less likely you are to get asked for a discount. If it's stated on your website, if you're occasionally putting it into posts on social media, people have that clarity, so you're less likely to have any surprises in the price conversation. What you should do, though, is have absolute clarity on when a discount would be acceptable to you. And it shouldn't be because I could do with a bit of extra business or because I like them, so go on then. It needs to be something significant for your business. It may be that it's a very long-term contract, or it's a very significant contract, or that they're going to pay you a big fat chunk of cash up front. I don't mean back pocket cash, I just mean they're going to pay you a big chunk of a contract fee up front. So have in mind the clear criteria for when a discount is acceptable and when it isn't. So you're not wavering, you're not umming and ahhing, you're not deciding case by case. You already know in advance what your position is. If it does seem as though price is an absolutely crucial factor for this particular customer, then the one thing you might want to think about is finding a way to offer a reduced service. So you're not just giving them a discount, but you're agreeing between the two of you that if they can't afford your service, what can they afford and how can you then scale your service back? So you're not giving them your whole shebang champagne service for a Lambrusco price. You can actually agree between you that there's a compromise there. And of course, the really, really crucial thing in any conversation about this is to be willing to walk away when a customer simply can't afford you. And what you will find is when you stand your ground, when you've got real solid reasons, and when you're dealing with this situation from a point of integrity, then actually the good customers will come back to you. They might not be able to afford it now. It might take them a little while, but they will actually come to appreciate the value you offer. And it's incredible how many times a customer says they can't afford you, but does come back later when they realise that you're absolutely the right person for the job. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of food for thought. If you are constantly dealing with that discount question and it's leaving you feeling unnerved and wondering whether you're pricing yourself right or whether you're undercharging, then hopefully this will give you some really good pointers to keep you on the straight and narrow of pricing. So I'd love to hear back from you about how this applies to you, either in the comments or drop me an email back. And of course, please feel free to share this with anybody else you think could benefit. Thank you.